Okay, I am babysitting, but I have to meet a friend later for dinner. So I thought I'd just film a quick little whatever of my makeup. So I have really uneven skin tone. Don't come for me, but I've already moisturized with the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I literally swear by this stuff. And then Jaclyn Hill put something about the Body Shop Rose Dewy Glow Face Mist. It illuminates, hydrates, and it's makeup friendly. So my friend actually purchased 2 bottles of this and she was like, you need to try it. So she gave me one and it's amazing. So I've already done that. And yeah, so I'm going to start with foundation. No, I'm not. I'm going to start with primer because that's what you do, is you start with primer. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really a primer person. I use it, but because it got sent to me in a Ulta thing that I ordered, you know, it was like a sample, but it was the full size, I think. Anyway, it's the Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh. And on the back it says that it's got some lavender, lavender hued priming filter. And so I kind of thought, okay, like maybe that'll cover up some of the redness. Not really, but that's okay. We'll forgive. We will forgive. Okay. So, next I use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I used to use the It Cosmetics, and honestly, I love it still. It's amazing, but this stuff was like $12, so I was like, let's try. And it's really good. It's really full coverage, and I have dry skin, so sometimes it is a little too dry for me. But I went back. That's why I loved It Cosmetics. So I'm sorry, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe JH03 brush. Anyway, that's why I love the It Cosmetics so much, was because it was super like hydrating, I felt like, to my skin. And I actually bought one, it's right on Christmas when I was supposed to be spending money on other people, but I was spending it on myself. And it was too dark, but it wasn't, even the color would have been okay. But once you have this, which is so full coverage, it was hard to go back to the It Cosmetics. It just wasn't what I was used to, I guess, because all of my redness just, it died and went to heaven. And here I was with beautiful skin. So, wasn't a huge fan of the coverage after that. I have heard really good things about the Born This Way foundation, which I have not tried. Morphe's coming out with foundation, so I'm probably going to try that, and we'll see. But if not, I'm going to try the Born This Way. Okay, for concealer, I use Tarte Shape Tape. Doesn't everyone? I'm almost out, so just don't judge. Just don't judge. Okay. And for this, I would typically use a damp beauty sponge. This is not a good shade for me. I feel like it needs to be a touch lighter. I'm really pale, so I thought this would be fine, but I just wish there was a little more of a difference between my concealer and my foundation, but that's okay. You live and you learn. So I usually use a damp beauty sponge, but what I started doing was dampening my beauty sponge. It's one of the, I don't know, you get them at Walmart. Anyway, Real Techniques, there it is. So I started dampening it with the Rose Dewy Glow Face Mist. I'm pretty sure this stuff is cheap. Anyways, it really does smell like roses. Anyway, and I just love the feel that it gives to my concealer. So that's what I use to dampen my sponge. I hate that sound. Can we just be honest and say that's the worst sound ever? But it's okay. It is okay. I need to get my eyebrows done. I have the creasiest under eyes, and so I'm so, like, if I go out with my makeup, I'm like, there's no mirror in sight. What if I have freaking creases of concealer under my eyeballs? That would be embarrassing. Okay. As far as setting the concealer, I use the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in Translucent Light. This was another Jaclyn Hill recommendation, and the same friend that recommended the Dewy Glow Face Mist bought it first, and she was like, you need to try this powder. So here I am. And I just got the mini because honestly, it lasts forever. But I wasn't sure. I think the pool size is like $30 something, and that's just a lot of money to spend on a powder that you may or may not like. So I got the small one, and it's lasted months, so no problems there. Okay, let's bronze up my face a little bit. JK, let me wipe away this powder. So basically, I just set the concealer. Like I said before, the foundation dries down pretty matte anyway, but I feel like I put on enough powder under my eyes that if I use this giant brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection with Morphe, it just kind of drags it anywhere that I would need it, and we're good to go. So, I'm going to bronze up my skin, and I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer. She's almost out. She's kind of crusty, but we're just going to do the dang thing. And I'm using the JH02. All of my brushes are basically the Jaclyn Hill collection. I do have a few that are just Morphe, but they're not like the numbered ones. It's like I got them in like a just a pack, if that makes sense. Like the Perfect Eyes or whatever it's called, I'm not sure. But that's what I have. That is definitely what I have. And please excuse my cat ears. My friend hates them. Every time I Snapchat her of doing my makeup, just so you know, we'll just be talking. She was always like, I hate your cat ears. I actually got them. Let's hide the chins as much as we can. I actually got them in a, when I ordered stuff from Ulta, they were in a little, what am I trying to say? They were like a sample, whatever. And that's what I think I like about Ulta so much. I've never really shopped at Sephora, but what I like about Ulta so much is it's not like, I'm not a huge nose contour person, so just don't come for me. But Ulta doesn't just give you like yeah, I've gotten, I may have them in here. I don't. I've gotten like packs of foundation, packs of concealer to try, stuff like that. Mini mascaras, you know, all those kinds of things. But I feel like they don't just give you, like they give you these to keep your hair out of your face when you're doing your makeup or, you know, whatever. Anyway, I just really like that. Okay, so I know some people are going to say I'm doing this in the wrong order, and that's fine. You do you. It's okay. But I'm going to actually do my blush next, which is right here. And I just used the Morphe blush palette, the 8W Warm Master. So I love Morphe because they're super cheap, and I don't have to feel bad about spending money on makeup because you get a lot for as much as you could buy some other palette. So I'm using the color Goals, which is right there. And then I'll probably mix some of Beat up top because it's got some shimmer in it. And I think it just adds a nice amount of color to the face. So that's what I do. And I'm still, the JH04 brush is what I'm using. So I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. It's okay. It is okay. So I use that, and then this is also, I think it's the Morphe has a like rose gold face brush collection that comes in this bag. Anyway, I have those, so they're not numbered either, but it's okay. We've still got some brush in them, so that's all we need. I put some on my forehead just so it's not like, oh, she's pink, and then, oh, she's brown. So, okay. That's done. I'm going to do highlight next. And I actually got this for Christmas. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Sugar Kit. And I love it. I was using the ColourPop, I can't say that word. It's the Super Shock Cheek Pearlizer. 1812 maybe is the number. You can see that. And it's super duper pretty, but it's a bit much for day to day. I will say that. I don't want to look like a glazed donut every day, okay? The Rose Dewy Glow Face Mist. I just literally spray the entire palette, no matter what color I'm using. And then, this is the high maintenance part. I will typically get Starburst. Let me actually show you the colors right there. And I typically get Starburst. And I will just get that. Oh, see. And I know you are thinking, okay, you look like glazed donut. When I tell you that this highlighter is insane, it's like butter. I don't know if you can see, but you can see where like my beauty blender made marks in it. You can't really see it anyway, because it literally, like, you can see my fingerprint. It is like butter, and so I just feel like it's too much sometimes. It looks really cute when you blend it into like your eyebrows, but anyway, it's just too much sometimes. So I'm glad I got this Anastasia one. So we'll just take that out and go over the cheeks. I melt it into my eyebrow because then you kind of have a brow highlight without doing any extra steps, in my opinion. But anyway, this is a bit much to do for babysitting, but we're fine. Okay, next I do eyebrows, and the reason I do eyebrows after I do highlight is because I put it all up in my eyebrow, the highlight, so I just feel like it works better if I wait. And then I use the It Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil, and it's in Universal Taupe. And I actually, when I got this, I was blonde, and then I almost immediately dyed my hair darker than my soul, and so they don't go together great, but what are you to do? So that's where we're at right now. And I'm not like, I still want my eyebrows to look natural, but they're kind of sparse, and so I feel like this just kind of helps make them look a little more together. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We're not all Nikki tutorials, okay? This is not Jaclyn Hill. I'm just trying to not look like a peasant, to be honest. I used to fill my brows in a ton. When I first got into it, you're kind of like, where do you stop? And they typically look better, but I need to get them waxed. So it's almost like, am I coloring outside the lines? I'm not sure. So typically they do look a little better, but that's just where we're at. Okay. For my eyeballs. For my eyeballs. I'm babysitting. I don't need to go crazy, right? I'm going to start with my Natural Eyes palette from Too Faced. This is, like, to me, if you're younger, this is the palette to get because it's just got a ton of natural colors. But you can still do a lot with it, in my opinion. It's just got browns. I love browns. But then also, I'm going to mix some of my Juvia's Play. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. The Nubian. Yeah, that's all it says. Probably mix some of that in with it. And maybe, no, we're not going to use that one. Okay. So basically, I just pick out most of the brushes that I think I'll use. Anastasia Beverly Hills has the best brushes in their eyeshadow palettes. No lie. Anyways, let's see. Honestly, I don't like looking for my brushes. I really need to come up with a better way to hold them. Anyways. Okay. So, I use this to put in my crease. Jaclyn Hill comes out with this little collection includes list, and it's basically got what she uses for all the brushes. And she has a transition blender brush, which is the J32, and I know it would be right here. No, it is. Okay. They're dirty, I'm sorry, but that is the J32. I personally like to use the JH30, which is the Beast Mode blender brush, just because I feel like when you're blending, me personally, it's good to have your transition color on your brush already. And so I just use this in my transition, and then when I blend later, it's got some of that color without me putting more on a different brush. That's just my cup of tea, to be honest. And we're doing something very natural. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm good. Okay. We're just going to do something very natural today because I am babysitting. And I'm just going to Panera later. And then probably to TJ Maxx to get a comforter for one of our guest bedrooms. I'm sorry. Hey, Franny, do you think I could have a moment of your time? Man, okay. Ignore the tail. Okay. So, next, I'm going to pick up Cashmere Bunny. That's one thing is, this palette is very sexual. I just used Nudie. And now we're going to pick up Cashmere Bunny on a JH33 brush. And we're doing that just a little lower. The colors are very close in color. We're just going to pick that up and put it just a little lower. Still blending it into our crease, but not really above it. And if you have harsh lines, that's fine. Because we've got our Beast Mode, I'm sorry. A Beast Mode blender brush to kind of go over everything and make sure we're good to go. Okay. Next, I'm going to pick up the JH37. Sorry, these brushes are really dirty. And go to Sexpresso. And it's a very darker brown color. And to me, this color does not blend as well as all the other shades. So I really try to keep it low. Can you even see it? Probably not. And just put it right in that little corner of yours. Now back to our Be Smart blender brush. And we're just literally, I'm just going over all of those colors and melting them together. Okay. That looks fine. It's fine. I'm doing babysitting. Okay. Next, ooh, we're going to pick up the JH42 brush and some of Cashmere Bunny and just kind of swipe that under the eyes. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat licking herself. I think it's almost bedtime. She's probably trying to tell me to get out of her room so she can take a nap. Okay. Next, I'm going to take the JH43 brush, you can see, and I'm taking some of that dark Espresso, and I'm literally going to stamp that right into my lash line. Just a little, just to give me a little more definition. I'm not someone that really wears eyeliner on the bottom. I used to be, and it was really just a bad time. So I am just going to stamp a little more dark shadow and then go back with that brush that I put Cashmere Bunny on from my under eye and not put any more on and just blend that out a little bit. I definitely still want some of this Espresso just on my lash line, but you don't need just a line under your eyeball. Okay. Now, I have a really hard time not doing shimmers when I do an eye look. I don't know. It's a fault of mine, I guess. So something subtle. I'm going to pick up whatever brush this is, I think. Is that true? No. I'm going to pick this brush up, which I think I cut my crease with it a couple days ago, so I'll wash my brushes next time. JH41 brush. And I'm going to dive into Push Up. And then also get some Silk Teddy. And I'm literally just adding some glow into the inner side of my eye. I don't swipe it just because I don't want it to be this huge pop of or shimmer. I'm really just looking for just a nice transition from the darker corner into the light inner corner, if that makes sense. I don't know if y'all can see, but there she is. Okay, one last time for good measure, the Be Smart blender brush. And this time, because I don't really want much of that shimmer to get anywhere else than where I put it, I'm going to just try to kind of stick to the outside of my eye and just make sure we're all blended together. I just realized that I forgot to set my eyebrows. So I used the Rimmel London Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel with argan oil. Argan oil? It's got oil in it. Anyway, it's N004 Clear. It is a little crusted and busted, but we love her anyway. Probably need to get some more. Well, I will say she kind of comes out a little chunky at times, and you just gotta kind of work through it and it'll all set fine. But I would like a tinted one. I had the NYX tinted one for a while, and then I couldn't figure out which color it was, and some of them are really dark, so it made me nervous, and I just didn't get it. Okay, so I'm going to take this Espresso one more time on this JH43 brush, the same brush I used to stamp the bottom of my eye, and I'm just going to wiggle it right there on the outside of my eye, right next to my eyelashes. I don't really want any on the inside, but just to kind of darken up right there. Okay, next, forever and a year, I use the Tarte 4-in-1 Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I've sworn by this. I have told friends about this. My cousins get this for Christmas every year because I text their mom and I'm like, it's on sale, you need to get it now. It is amazing. This mascara is amazing. But I will say, I had to pick up mascara for my mom one day and I ended up not giving it to her. I think something happened. She wasn't worried about her mascara anymore. Either way, I was running out of that. And so I was like, okay, I've got an extra mascara, blah, blah, blah. And so I opened it and I can't put it down. It is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous, some words I don't know. It's, oh, curved brush. It's in a different language on the other side. Anyway, it's in black, and honestly, listen, it is amazing. Like, it's curved, and it takes about 50 coats because I'm just that person, but it just, okay, let me just, hang on, just a minute. Do y'all see? Like, it's that good. Franny, what are you doing? Is it bedtime? Kids these days. Okay. I really do apologize. Y'all better pray for my editing skills. I've never edited anything in my life, and this, or maybe this video is almost 30 minutes long. So, while I'm supposed to be looking after the well-being of these children later, I will be trying to shorten the video. Maybe not showing that I put on mascara for 20 minutes. Okay. We're good. Highlight, eyes. We're good to go. I will put on some chapstick. That's it. I need to set my face, and I use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Listen, I used to think that setting sprays were stupid, and then I don't think I bought my first bottle. Maybe the same friend, we feed off each other when it comes to makeup, that bought this and used this, told me about this, and maybe she even bought my first bottle. I don't leave the house without putting this stuff on. At work, I have to talk on the phone all day, and I used to come home and I'd have like white right here, where just like my contour and everything was just ripped off my face. I put this on and my makeup looks exactly the same coming in the door at the end of the day that it did when I left that morning. So, stuff's amazing, and it smells really good, and it is so refreshing, and I probably put way too much on. It's only $15. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's it. I'd take down my hair, but you want to talk about crusted, so that's it, and thanks for watching.